Happy Sunday there, YouTube. This is Stampede Valkyrie coming at you again. This is an interesting one. I posted a picture of this on Facebook earlier. Obviously, for those in the know, it's a Twinsonic. However, I like to call this the 12F, F for Franken. The whole reason why I figured I'd make a video off this is that as I'm starting to tear it down and tear it apart, I'm finding things that are amusing me. Again, I actually don't dislike this. I think I'm going to keep that. I actually like that. I believe that these fixated par 36s are or at least the standard emplacements, I believe, are from a Sereno. So like a Condor. That's what they look like to me, at least. I do like the fact that the flasher is built in. Now here's one of the funnies from this. If you take a look at the wiring coming out of here, you can see there's a red wire that just stops. I have no idea where that's going. But this wire comes down, looks like it comes up here to the speaker tray. That would be a metal speaker tray, not a plastic one. Comes up into here and makes contact with one of the points, which then comes to a black wire, which then, if we follow along, comes down along with the red wire, comes all the way out, and you can see the end point, right? So then if we follow this back up, that looks like it's the flasher line. What amuses me is it's coming into here. Anybody else spot the funny on that? So here's your flasher line, and then this is the same line for the power. And here's your power, but this is powering, and if I can spin this around, bear with me a moment, I'm trying not to kill myself. This comes down to here, which is a speaker line, which then comes under here, and if you look, it comes up and hits this block, which then powers the motor, and then probably in turn also splits off and powers that rotator and that rotator. So the funny here is the fact that that is your primary power block. That's where everything should be coming in at. I'm assuming he moved it because, yeah, it literally is blocking. The 12F is actually blocking that, but, or not the 12F, these Dietz or Sereno Condor flashers are actually blocking that. I'm not too worried about that. That's something I can work around. But the funny thing too is just the fact of, I don't knock this. This is fine. A lot of people make fun of this, saying, hey, it's pretty ghetto. It probably did what it needed to do, and honestly, it worked pretty well. Again, it's just basically it's a 12F, no different from what Federal did, except it's just not using Federal's points or Federal's parts. So then let's come back to the other parts of the bar. So looking down, speaker house, put this guy back up, our speaker tray, not speaker house. Pretty basic. It's actually not in too bad shape. Obviously I'm in the sun, so I can't really see it too well myself, but it does have the cutout here for the antenna. I'm not going to do anything about that. That's fine. Other side of that, you can see it sitting there. That's staying put. The domes, unfortunately, these guys are a lost cause. They are damaged. As you can see, they were in fact amber at one point, but they got sun faded into oblivion. These guys are a lost cause. I may keep one. And you can see also it's been damaged. The original owner sealed this dome on the inside. Didn't use clear silicone, which would have made sense. Instead he used something else. But you know what? It's whatever you've got on hand in order to solve your problem. But there it is. You can see it's actually still pretty clear, but it's quite faded. And then obviously the obvious piece is that's how much of a differentiation there is between the sun getting it and the sun not getting it. Somebody made a comment that they thought these are spray painted. I don't think so. I don't see the sheen that you see on spray painted domes. Not that that's not a bad idea. I've thought about actually just cleaning these and trying to experiment and see if I can turn these back into amber domes just by cheating my way out of it. But whatever. I think I have another set of domes I could put on there. The other dome is really no better. Again, same thing. Clear. there's your amber. All the domes have some sort of damage to them. They'd be good for like display. As you can see, the ridge on that one is cracked off, but that's about it. I mean, this one will probably go in my pile of what ifs, honestly. So the plan for this bar. Well, initially what I want to do is just test the functionality, and I'll get some of that here in the video. I'm going to strip this down, at least strip it down to its components so I can clean everything, so that way it doesn't look like a dirt nut. Do I keep it with these flashers? Good question. I can convert this to a 12X. I have a brand new set of X mirrors for a Twinsonic. The problem then comes into being these, which obviously it's a Model 12, so the tags won't match. Now I could probably just drill these out and put 12X tags on it, but to be honest with you, I'm kind of liking the Franken twin aspect of it. Actually, I have a lot of respect for what the original owner, what he decided to do with this. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to clean it up and tear it apart, clean it up, and then go from there in regards to what do you want to call it, just clean up new domes, well, not new domes, but maybe refurb some domes, throw it up there and just add it to the pile. So without further ado, let's see if I can verify that these wires are correct. For anybody doing this, again, remember, fuse your wires, and then this is your friend. So what I'll end up doing is multimetering it out, or using the meter to test some things, just to make sure I'm not creating a dead short, and also make sure that you're also using the appropriate fusing. So on that note, let me go ahead and start doing a little bit of testing, and I'll see if I can edit in some video now of the light working or not working. You hear me laughing about it. Soon to find out. So after some testing, looks like my guess is correct. A little bit of meter work. This yellow wire does go to the flasher, which is there, which is sporadic. It works when it wants to and doesn't work when it doesn't want to, so that's probably going the way of the dodo. That's coming into the black wire, which is usually ground, but in this instance it's power for the what do you want to call it, for the flashers. And then again, this red wire is coming off to the harness and going down. That is powering the motor and also the lamps. So other than a bath, functionality wise, this works. The flasher is sporadic, which is to be given considering the fact it's a thermal flasher, especially an older thermal flasher. In keeping with the Frankenbar design, I think this bar might actually get an FA3 if I decide to go with it, as it get a little bit more of an even flash rate, as I'm not really caring too much if this is original or not original, but it will be cleaned up. Let's go ahead and actually run this and see how it looks. This is what I like to call the money shot. Remember, fuse your leads. As you can see, it's spinning. I got a bulb out on the driver's side. Bear with me a moment, shaky cam. It's definitely flashing when it wants to, and obviously you can see it's completely sporadic. The 4 bulbs do light for the flashes. I'll get up and do the 360. But it's pretty quiet too, actually. I have clean bars that are louder than this. You can see the flashers do work. There's the bulb out, and that's very quiet. Interesting. Motor still has some life in it. Probably do a little bit of cleanup on that too. But let's see if we can get the at least get the domes on here and kind of get the full fade out effect here. And there we go with the sun faded domes back on. At least we know the flashers work. At least we know the rotator works. For the Twinsonic purists out there, you'll be happy to know that this Twinsonic 12F for Franken actually did have 4464 bulbs in the rotators. It made me sad because one of them was blown. So for all the Twinsonic purists out there, again, you'll also be happy to know that I definitely Frankened it out and stuck a GE 7400 in there for this video. So that'll tweak all the Twinsonic purists off. Just making funny. So here we go. All right, faded domes, really clarity, they don't look bad. Again, you can see that flasher. That flasher is just, it's kind of wheezing. Totally not standard, but you can definitely see the rotator on the right, or the driver's side rotator. You can see the 7400 versus the what is it, 60 watt I think is the 4464 is a 60 watt, and the 7400 is 35 watt. Don't quote me on that. You can kind of see that if you actually get and look by the intensity of it. Like the one is bright, the other one's super bright. So there's your differentiation. But all in all, not bad. For a Frankenbar, I'm gonna have to give this guy A for effort, and for execution I actually would give him a B+. Minus the wiring, which I think the wiring was just kind of done just because of the specific placement of those flashers on the inside there. But I think I can work around that and get this wired back up correctly. So let's all, I'm gonna give it the team try. It won't be a while before I take a look at this. This one's actually going on the back burner. I've got a couple aerodynamics that are ahead the rack, but I figured I would at least get some video up of this. People can chuckle at it as I'm chuckling at it, and we'll go from there. All right, have a good Sunday, YouTube.